Hello friends, welcome to Unreal Blueprints video tutorials series. From the past few video tutorials, we are trying to understand math functions in Unreal Blueprint. In the previous videos, we discussed lerp function. I told you that lerp function returns a value between a and b based on the alpha value. If alpha value is 0, then it returns a value. If alpha value is 1, then it returns b value. Lerp function returns value between a and b based on the alpha value. If alpha value is 0, it returns the value of a. If alpha value is 1, it returns the value of b. If alpha value is between 0 and 1, it returns the value between a and b, right? To make you understand how lerp function is used in gaming, here I am going to discuss how to create rotating door in Unreal Blueprint. We understand how do we open close a rotating door in Unreal Blueprint. So let's get started. I minimize. I double click on Unreal Engine icon available at the desktop. You can see Unreal Project browser window got open. I select games third person template. I add the starter content. I give the project name third person game. I click on create. You can see third person game project is open. I am going to create and save a new level. File, new level, basic, create. I am going to save it file, save current level as. I right click here and say new folder, name it as levels, and I give the level name level 1 and save. And then I drag and drop the player start. Click on the play button. You can see the player is available. We can walk around. We can jump. I press the escape key. Now I am going to create a door. I right click here, say new folder. I call it as blueprints. In the blueprints folder, I create a new blueprint class of type actor. I name it bp underscore door. I hit enter. You can see bp underscore door is created. I open it. You can see bp underscore door is open. First we define the visual and then we define the behavior. To define the visual, I add a static mesh. I name this as door frame. I hit enter and then I go to details panel and select here door frame. You can see sm underscore door frame is added. Then I select default scene root, add one more static mesh. I call this as door. Here I select door, sm underscore door I select. You can see door is placed. I'm going to place it properly. It has to be moved left side, that is in the y-axis 50 units. You can see door is placed properly. Next, to handle collisions, I'm going to add a box collision. Add box collision. You can see the box collision is added. And here I'm going to scale this in the x-axis by 6 times, in the y-axis by 4 times, in the z-axis by 4 times. And then I move it up so that it covers the door properly. You can see that the door is inside this box. That is the visual, guys. That is the visual. Compile, save, come to level 1. What is the advantage of creating blueprint class, guys? We can create n number of instances of it, right? So I drag and drop to create an instance. I click on the play button. You can see the door is created. Now you observe here, if I go, I can pass through the door. I can pass through the door because the door sm underscore door has no collision, guys. Okay, let's add a collision. I go to starter content, open the props folder. I open sm underscore door frame and I say show simple collision. The green lines you see, they indicate collision. So it has the collision actually. I close it. I open sm underscore door, show simple collision. You can see it has no collision. I go to collision, add box simplified collision. You can see now the collision is added. I'm going to save it and close. I go to level 1 and play. You can see I go forward. Now I cannot pass through. See, player cannot pass through the door because it has a collision now, right? Here we have defined the collision area. If player enters this area, the door should get open. If player exits from this area, then the door should get closed. Open, close. For that, we go to event graph. To define the behavior, we go to event graph. So what we do first is we get the initial rotation. Okay, we store the initial rotation of the door. I drag the door and then I say get relative rotation. I'm getting the rotation with respect to the parent and then I promote it to a variable. I call this as initial door rotation. I hit enter and I connect the event begin play. On begin play, we are storing the door rotation, that is initial rotation variable, compile, which is 0 0 0. Of course the initial door rotation is 0 0 0, right? Good. Next I select the box, I right click here, add event for box, collision, add on component begin overlap. Whenever an actor begins overlapping with this box, this event is triggered and anything connected to this execution pin is executed, guys. Here I just want to check whether the overlapping actor, that is the other actor, is BP underscore third person character. If the player begins overlapping with this box, okay, that's what I'm checking here, then I want to change the alpha value. Why? Because I told you the lerp function returns a value between A and B based on the alpha value. If alpha value is 0, then it returns A value. If alpha value is 1, then it returns B value. We are going to change the alpha value from 0 to 1, right? So what I do here, I'm going to add a timeline. I'm going to add a timeline. Here I call this as door timeline. Door timeline. And when the player begins overlapping with this box, I want to play this timeline. What we do inside this timeline, let me double click on it. Here I add a float track. I add a float track because we want to change the alpha value from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, right? So I say here add float track and I call this as door alpha. And we can set the door alpha based on the time. I right click here and say add key. At time 0, door alpha value should be 0. I right click here and add one more key. At time 1, door alpha value should change to 1. And you can see that we are changing the alpha value from 0 to 1 linearly. You can see that. Here I set the length to 2 so that little delay I want to find between the door opening and closing. Okay, so 2 I have given. Just compile and save. Let me go back to event graph. So what happens here? This door timeline changes the door alpha value from 0 to 1 based on the time here. This alpha value we give to lerp function. Okay, we give to lerp. I use lerp rotator because we want to rotate the actor, right? And here I give the door alpha value to lerp function. Next, as I told, the alpha value, if alpha value is 0, it returns the A. If alpha value is 1, it returns the B. If alpha value is between 0 and 1, it gives the value between A and B, right? What will be A? A will be initial door rotation. Initial door rotation 0 0 0, right? Initial door rotation is 0 0 0. I want to rotate the door in the Z axis, okay, in the Z axis. So I get the initial door rotation and then I say here delta rotator. Here I give the value minus 90. You can see we are not rotating the door in X axis and Y axis, we are rotating in the Z axis. It should rotate in the Z axis 0 to minus 90 degree, 0 to minus 90 degree. That's what I have given here. So it returns the value. As the alpha value changes from 0 to 1, the rotation value in Z axis changes from 0 to minus 90. So door gets open, guys. So what we do, we get the door and say here set relative rotation. Set relative rotation. Here I give the update and then I give return value to new rotation. So what happens here, when the player begins overlapping with the box, door timeline starts playing, the alpha value changes from 0 to 1 and the initial rotation to final rotation it goes, that is from 0 to minus 90 degree, it returns the value and door starts rotating from 0 to minus 90 degrees. Compile, save, come to level 1 and play and see. Let's go forward. You can see the door got open. Now when I come outside the area, the door should get closed. How do we do that? Here I select the box, add event for box, collision, add on component end overlap. And here I check whether the other actor which is exiting from the area is BP underscore third person character. If it is third person character, then it should play the timeline in reverse. What happens when the timeline is played in reverse? Alpha value changes from 1 to 0. It goes back 1 to 0. So the door rotates from minus 90 degree to 0 degree in Z axis. So door gets closed, guys. Let's see. Compile, save, come to level 1 and play. You can see I go over here, door opens. If I come outside that box collision area, door closes. Open, close. I can go inside the house, door opens, and you can also see the door closes. If I go here, door opens. I can go outside. You can see door closes, right? So that is how you can open close door, a rotating door, guys. And I told you the advantage of creating blueprint class is we can create n number of instances of it. We can create n number of instances of it. And here you can see, as I am using relative rotation, I can keep it in rotated fashion. I play here, everything works perfectly, guys. You see, open the door and close. Let's go here, open the door, close. Let's go here, open the door and close. So that is how we use the lerp function in games, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I suggest you people to try it yourself. If you like this video, hit the like button and share with your friends so that everyone will get benefited. In the upcoming video tutorials, we discuss more about Unreal blueprints. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep designing, keep sharing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.